I left Texas, and I left Florida, and I left Louisiana, and I went to Puerto Rico, and I met with the president of the Virgin Islands.
Why the President of the United States is also the President of the U.S. Virgin Islands. The U.S. Virgin Islands are an unincorporated U.S. territory. That means they belong to the United States. They are not a state. They are governed under U.S. federal authority. Because of that setup, the President of the United States is the head of state for the U.S. Virgin Islands. There is no separate President of the Virgin Islands. Puerto Rico does not have a president. Here's the clear breakdown. President of the United States. The U.S. President is the head of state for Puerto Rico because it is a U.S. territory. Puerto Rico's chief executive is the governor, who is elected by Puerto Rican voters. The governor handles local laws, budgets, public services, and administration. So when people say the president of Puerto Rico, what they usually mean is not a real position. They're thinking of the governor of Puerto Rico.
Cost of prescription drugs is coming down by up to 90%, depending on the way you calculate. You could also say 5, 6, 7, 800%. There are two ways of figuring that.
Let's break it down clearly and calmly. What 0% and 100% actually means in math. In mathematics, a percentage is a fraction of a whole. 0% means none of the whole, 50% means half of the whole, 100% means the entire whole. So if something is 100%, that means you already have all of it. There is nothing left to add beyond that whole. Example, if a test has 100 questions, getting 100% means you got all 100 correct. You cannot get 500% correct on that test. There aren't 500 tests inside one test. That's why, in basic and formal math, percentages are taught as running from 0% to 100%.
We have a book that I'm not going to read to you, but these are the accomplishments of what we've produced. All page after page after page, individual things. I could stand here and read it for a week and we wouldn't be finished. But we've done more than any other administration has done by far in terms of military, in terms of ending wars, in terms of completing wars. But look at this. These are all, each line is something that we did. Nobody did that before. And it's big stuff too. Look, we have the hottest country in the world. And I went to Puerto Rico, and I met with the president of the Virgin Islands.